Hello dear students, this is Shahzad Nazar Abbas. Today our topic is linguistic and non-linguistic response and items in a text. When analyzing a text, we encounter two key types of elements, linguistic and non-linguistic. These elements work together to convey meaning and enhance communication. So, whenever we read our text, we have two types of items, linguistic items and non-linguistic items. Linguistic items are related to text, the meanings, the understanding, or the superficial meanings, whereas the non-linguistic text or items, they are related to the presentation of the text or the hidden meaning or the emotions which the writer wants to convey to us. Linguistic response can be divided into two types. First, text-based, and the second is the verbal-based. In the text-based linguistic response, we have essays, novels, letters, and messages. Whereas in the verbal-based linguistic response, we have discussions between the groups, interviews, group work, and reading aloud. Each text has two items, linguistic items and non-linguistic items. As far as the linguistic items are concerned in a text, the first thing which comes in it is the words and vocabulary. It's about the use of the words or the vocabulary which the writer uses to convey his message. The second type of linguistic item is grammar and syntax. Syntax is about the structure of the sentence. For example, each sentence has a subject, verb, and object. Similarly, in grammar, we have nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, verbs, conjunction, and interjection. Then we have reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is related to understanding the text and answering the questions which are related to the text. So the main object of comprehension is to understand the text. Phonetics and phonology. It is related to the sounds. In it, we study how different sounds are produced while reading any text. So it is related to the transcription and the production of different words. No text is without meaning. So that is why semantics and meanings are very important for that. And meanings can be understood through the synonyms and antonyms. Synonyms are the words which are of the same meaning, and the antonyms are the words which are of opposite meaning. By comparing and contrast, we can find out the meanings of the words and sentences. Pragmatics. Pragmatics means the logical use and understanding of the text. In it, we understand the text through the context, through the surrounding, through the background, and through the intentions of the writer. Let's discuss and study the non-linguistic response and items in a text. The first non-linguistic response is logic and reasoning. In logic and reasoning, we discuss the pattern recognition. Pattern recognition is related to the structure of the sentence. Structure of the sentence means that how the writer uses any structure of the sentence. Structures means that, for example, he uses a verb firstly and then the subject and then the object. Sometimes, firstly, he uses a subject, then he uses a verb, and then at the end he uses any object or any subject. So there are different structures of using a sentence. Similarly, the writer uses different repeated words to enhance or to show his theme. For example, the writer uses the word river, 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 means that he wants to show the importance of river in that novel or in that piece of writing. Similarly, there are different grammatical constructions in a sentence. Grammatical constructions may be that he uses the present tense in his novel or in his drama or in his poetry, and he uses the present tense to show the universal truth. So the writer uses different patterns, and those patterns are recognized to understand the hidden meaning or the deep meaning of the text. Visual response. Visual response is related to the text by sight or by visualizing. For example, there is a book in front of us. We see its cover page, we see its back page, and on the cover page there is a photo or there's a diagram, and we recognize that diagram and we understand that the what the writer wants to say through his diagrams. So in visual response we identify shapes and drawings, and then there is also typography in it. In typography we see that what type of font the writer has used and what is the size of that font. And similarly there is a line spacing. Line spacing means that what type of space he keeps between the lines, and its purpose is if it is easier for the readers to read it or not. Symbols and icons. Symbols and icons are particularly used in literature and art. For example, we have the symbol spring, and spring means regeneration and rebirth. We have the symbol like summer, and summer stands for the presence of pleasure. We have the symbol autumn. Autumn stands for the arrival of misfortunes or troubles. And we have the symbol winter or snow. It stands for death, it stands for inactivity. So there are different symbols used by the writers in literature. And through these symbols, we can understand the real motive of the writer. A good reader is the one who has the empathy and he understands the emotions which are transmitted by the writer. He understands what the writer wants him to understand, and he understands his emotions, feelings, passions. If he is worried, if he is pleased, he understands all these things through his words and through his style of communication. Structural response. Structural response is related to headings and subheadings which the writer uses in his text, and similarly tables and graphs which are a part of statistics. These are also the part of structural response. Through structural response, we may come to know what the writer wants to say and what facts and figures are presented by him in the text. Thank you for watching this informative video. Subscribe to my channel Learning English 3743. Thank you very much for subscribing.